This is El Loco for Leeds.
Hello there and welcome to our Loco for Leeds. It's my channel where we talk all things Leeds United. And in the lead up to the Newcastle game, I've got my brother and Newcastle fan Thomas on the line to have a chat. Thomas, how you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks fella. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right, thank you. I'm doing okay.
Right.
So obviously you must be doing a little bit better than your team at the moment. What are your thoughts on Newcastle?
Yeah,
So
it's
far?
not a great time to be a Newcastle fan. The last few games have been pretty shocking, and hopefully we'll see the end of Steve Bruce sooner rather than later. But yeah, it's not been great to watch recently.
Do you think that if you lose the game on Tuesday, do you think that'll be curtains for him or?
I think the pressure's definitely growing. He's kind of got away with it a little bit with the fans not being in to sort of show the frustrations. But it's kind of, I think we're on a 10-game unbeaten run now, and that's 8 in the league with only scoring 1 goal. So you'd hope that sooner rather than later, the sort of, that Mike Ashley might take notice. But so far it appears that he's trying to stay away and leave Bruce to it.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, what have you made it? I mean, what do you put that down to? What do you put the sort of 10-game winless run down to? Do you solely put it at Bruce's door, or is the players a little bit to blame? I mean, what do you think?
I think obviously the players are part of the problem as well, but the way that he sets up the team, it's not helping anyone. It's he kind of plays a different formation every week. He came out after the Sheffield United game, he came out and said that he's going to do it his way now, but no one's really sure what that means. He went 4-4-2 for Arsenal, but then he went back to how he'd been playing before for our last game. So I don't think he really knows how to set the team up, and that's coming across in his selections. And the players are looking increasingly like they don't know their jobs. So it's, obviously the players have got to be partly to blame, but I think most of the blame has to lie at Steve Bruce.
Yeah,
really.
I mean, you're playing a 5-3-2, aren't you? You played last night, didn't you?
That's what they played last night, yeah. They played with Carroll and Wilson, but without any wingers to sort of put the crosses in. So there doesn't seem to be any kind of plan. And I think the players that we've got, we can be doing better than how we have been doing. Newcastle fans, they've got this bad reputation for expecting a lot, but I think most of them just want the team to look like they're trying and look like they've got a plan, which they don't at the moment.
I think generally it's just something needs to change with Newcastle a little bit, doesn't it? Obviously, would you be in the camp of saying that until Mike Ashley goes, nothing's going to kind of change, or do you think that
That's
new manager?
That's the biggest problem. And we've got an owner there who's not really interested in owning a football club, and he's been trying to sell it for the best part of the last 5 years. So he stays away from making these decisions usually until it's too late. And the last time we got relegated, it was the same thing. He stuck with McLaren until the last sort of 5 games, and by that point we were already down. So he is the biggest problem. But I think at this moment, any kind of change, might just give the team a bit of kick up the arse and get some results. That's just what we need at the moment, just to try and survive.
Yeah, I mean, you're 7 points above the relegation zone, aren't you now? So you've still got a little bit of a cushion. But do you think that obviously you are in a scrap now, even though obviously you've lost unbeaten, not won in 10. Do you think it is now a battle to kind of stay up?
Yeah, I mean, watching the team performances at the moment, I just can't see us getting any kind of results at all. Like, we just seem to give the other team the ball, let them have possession, and there doesn't seem to be any plan to sort of try and get anything out of the game. It's just like hoof it up to Wilson and see if he can grab a goal. Looking at the other teams at the bottom, Fulham look like they've got a bit of something. I think they've got a bit more fight in them and a bit more quality. Even West Brom, Allardyce, you can see him pulling a few results off. So, and of course, we already lost to Sheffield United. If we keep Steve Bruce, honestly, I think we're going down this season.
Do you think it would be I know obviously it's a bad thing to go down, but do you think they've almost got to go down to come back up? Do you think, or do you not?
Well, we've done that 2 times already, so yeah. I'd rather not do it again because you can't take too many chances in the Championship, as you guys will know. It's once you get stuck down there, you kind of it's really, really difficult to come back up. So honestly, I think we just need a coach who's got a few ideas and who knows how to get the best out of this team. And I think Bruce is he's very stubborn. He doesn't really listen to any other people. He puts his guard up and he'll carry on doing the same thing. And he obviously doesn't know how to get a tune out of these players. I think Mike Ashley needs to realise what's at stake here. And if we do go down, there's a chance that he might not sell the club. Obviously, we're going to lose a lot of TV money. And he just needs to make a quick decision now and get someone in who might be able to change things. But then again, I don't know who would come in and want to work for Mike Ashley. So there's a lot of things going on. And the takeover in the background, that doesn't help either. That's still kind of rumbling on. So he obviously doesn't want to pay Steve Bruce a payoff now and then sell the club in a few months.
Yeah, I think it's just a bit of a mess with him. He needs to get rid of it because as soon as he does, you'll see that some of the new mats want to come in. I think Bruce was a bit of a cheap option for you. I think I've seen that been mentioned quite a lot. And
well, he still had to pay, I think, 5 or 6 million to Sheffield Wednesday to get Bruce out of his contract. So it's mind boggles really, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a strange one really because you've got some decent players in that squad as well. And Saint Maximan's come back, and was he injured?
Yeah, he came back against Aston Villa last night. Yeah, he's
so he's a big part of that team, isn't he? Do you see him, as causing us a few problems on Tuesday?
He's the sort of player to cause anyone problems. Yeah, I think if we can get him on the ball again, I think last season, huge majority of our games that we won when he was playing. When he was out the team, we couldn't seem to find a result again. So he's definitely one. We don't have that many players who can get the ball and bring it forward, make that sort of link between defence and attack. So he's a big part of the team at the moment, and he's definitely got Bruce out of a few sticky situations before. So hopefully, but this is the thing. We kind of pin all our hopes on 1 or 2 players doing something special. There's no team, there's no plan for the team. If you look at Leeds, it's probably the other way around, isn't it? It's the system that they rely on, and they can swap the players around a little bit, but it's always the same style of play, whoever they're playing. And Newcastle, it's get our good players on, and hopefully they'll produce a bit of magic, which isn't a sustainable system really.
Yeah, I think we obviously have, like you say, a set way of playing. They play it right down through the youth system, so everybody knows what they're playing, and it's a clear way. I mean, we're in a little bit of a bad run ourselves. No winning 3 defeats in a row in all competitions. We haven't scored. So, I mean, what do you see as the key? Do you see Saint Maximin as the key to kind of getting a result? At St James's on Tuesday.
I think our defence has got to be a lot better. I think we struggled against you guys last time.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a good game for Leeds to kind of get the confidence back and get back onto winning ways, really. Because last time, it was close up until the last 10 minutes, wasn't it? And then sort of blew us away a bit. But I think the way we're playing at the moment, I think if you guys go for the jugular early on, then we're probably going to have a difficult night.
I think what will help us actually as well is the state of the pitch. I don't know if you saw the Ellen Road pitch on the last game against Brighton, but it were
right.
saw people saying it were like a pig farm. So it wasn't very good. They've had to relay it. They got a lot of criticism about it. So I think obviously the St James's Park pitch will be in a lot better nick than that, and I think that'll help us play a little bit more of our game than we can. But yeah, I mean, obviously I'm hoping to arrest a little bit of a bad run with Leeds. But are you almost in the camp where you obviously don't want to lose a game, but you kind of want Bruce to go, so you wouldn't be so bothered if you lost the game, because in the end of it, it might end in something quite positive, or
It's a tricky one, isn't it? Because you never really want your team to lose, but at the same time, you can't see Steve Bruce going unless we do keep losing these kind of games. I mean, definitely earlier on in the season, I think a lot of Newcastle fans could tell that even though we were getting a couple of results in, the performances were still terrible. And even if we do manage to get a result, keep him on for a bit longer. The performances just aren't there to show that he can do this long term. So, I mean, I think if you offered me now, a defeat to Leeds and we'll sack Steve Bruce and get someone else in, I think, I'd probably take that.
Yeah, because I remember, a lot when obviously you lost last night, and everybody was saying, "Oh well, they'll sack Bruce and then they'll come and beat us on, you'll beat us on Tuesday." But obviously, it looks like he's going to stay. So
yeah, I mean, there's no community. Like, no one really knows what they're thinking at Newcastle. There's only one guy between Ashley and Bruce, and he never says anything to the press, to the public. So you never really, I think they just try and stay out of it as much as they can.
Yeah.
Hope that Bruce pulls something out of his arse, and that seems to be the only real game plan. But we'll see. I mean, it can't carry on for much longer. You'd hope that maybe, if this run carries on, that Bruce would go and we'd get someone in who might be able to get a reaction out of them.
So yeah, because it's eight Premier League games, isn't it? I think without a win.
Yeah.
Two of them have been in the cup, haven't they? So yeah, I mean, something needs to change. I mean, you're in amongst the lowest scorers as well, I think, in the league. So
yeah, I think we're lowest for all the attacking stats, and most of the defensive stats as well. We're doing the worst. So I think most other clubs in the league would have probably got rid of him by now, but I don't think most other clubs would have got Steve Bruce in to start with. So
yeah, particularly you just want somebody like Rafa, I think, back, wouldn't he? Because he was good, wasn't he? But
yeah, that's the thing. It's been quite there's been quite a debate on recently about comparing Rafa and Bruce, and at the end of the day, Rafa took a championship team up and managed to get the same results. Most of those players were bought straight from the championship. He didn't have the money that Bruce has had to spend. And even though the football was shocking at times, you could see there was a plan there, and the players were outperforming, probably their own abilities. So it seems to be the other way around with Bruce at the minute. He's just all the players seem to have gone backwards in a way.
do you think they've kind of stopped playing for him? Because I've seen a few Newcastle fans from the game last night saying, look at the way the players are after they've lost. And
if you're a professional footballer, you want to play good football at the end of the day, and you want to be on a team that looks like they know what they're doing. Our team at the moment, a lot of them are playing out of position, especially in midfield or up front, and they're chasing the ball all day. They're chasing around against teams that we should be probably getting a result out of. So you can't see them enjoying that kind of football. And I think the Sheffield United game, for me, it looked like 2 or 3 of them were trying to get sent off. Like, the heads just seem to have gone.
So they don't have to play the next game; they can sit out.
Yeah, possibly. But you listen to Steve Bruce in his press conferences, and there's no like insight. There's no plan there. He's admitted that he doesn't really know what he's doing, and the players can't look at that with any confidence. It's really bad.
It might be like Ashley might be just leaving it because he can't be bothered to change
Yeah,
it.
that's
he can't be bothered to pay him out or.
Yeah, I mean, Leeds have seen some pretty bad managers down the years, I suppose, as well. I mean, you probably know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I mean, there's been times where we really want to get rid of the manager, and we've
Yeah,
had some terrible ones, and particularly, I mean, we talk about bad owners and that. I mean, we had
yes,
Salito,
yeah,
and he went through like a different manager every week, or every 6 weeks. I mean, we had managers coming in who you didn't even know, you never heard of, like Dave Hockaday and Darko Milinic, and you just think what the heck's going on. But I mean, with Leeds, obviously now we're in a bit of a better position. It's a bit of a 6-pointer really, this, because obviously if you win, you go a point behind us, and if we win, then we just create that bit more gap between us and the relegation zone. I think it's a must-win really for us, to be honest.
yeah.
Well, for both teams, but each team both need a result. But I mean, what do you think the score's going to be?
I think it's going to be 2 or 3-0 to Leeds.
Really?
Yeah. We can't seem to create any chances at the moment. I think I saw today in the last 4 games we've created one clear chance, one big chance. Obviously, the scoring 1 goal in the last 10 games. So, unless Saint Maximin comes in and provides that impact, I just can't see us really scoring. And I think the defence, as I said, isn't playing well enough. I think you guys are going to dominate the possession, and I think if you score a couple early on, then it might turn into a really bad night for Newcastle. Because
we saw that obviously last game, obviously we beat you quite comfortably in the end, but you obviously went ahead, didn't you, in that one? And I think from then it was just like defend it, wasn't it? And obviously you couldn't hold on, but I think if you get an early goal, could check. Obviously we're just going to have to come out and attack, so might create the spaces. But like you say, who's going to score the goals? Who's going to, if you just scored 1 in 10, and you're playing like Andy. I mean, what are your thoughts on Andy Carroll?
I don't think he's a Premier League footballer anymore. I don't think he's got the fitness. I don't think he's got the ability. He's struggled recently. Like I say, the system. We've played him up front with Wilson, but we haven't played the wingers. We're playing like Almiron and Joe Linton, who like to sort of cut inside and take it forward themselves rather than put the ball into the box. If we were going with maybe like Matt Ritchie or Jacob Murphy and starting with them on the wings, I could see there's a plan there, but he's struggled. He looks off the pace. He's picking up yellow cards. He's giving free kicks away, and it's nice to see him back because obviously there were some good memories when he first broke through, and in the Championship he was incredible for that season. But I don't think he should be playing for a team at this level at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, but who else have you got? Like, he might play Joe Linton, might he? That's what he did last time, I think, didn't he, up front with Wilson?
Yeah, it's a weird one with Bruce because whenever we actually seem to stumble on a tactic that seems to work, like Joe Linton, when he was playing with Wilson up front, and he looked like he's got a bit more energy about him. He kind of, he can play in that hole a lot better than Carroll, and he was, making. It was probably his best run of his Newcastle career, which admittedly isn't saying that much, but since then he's kind of been benched, and. Yeah, there just didn't seem to be any kind of plan. With Saint Maximin back in, we'll have to see whether he goes with wingers this time, because he's played Saint Maximin in the kind of 10 role before as well, and he doesn't play well there. He likes to have the space on the wings, so we'll have to see. You just don't know with Bruce. You don't know whether he's gonna, play everyone in the right position or do something completely.
Yeah, it's
counter.
a bit of a lottery, isn't it, really? What are your
Yeah.
thoughts on Leeds, going into it just as a final kind of, thing? What do you think about Leeds? Obviously, we've played you not that long ago. I mean, we've slipped a little bit in form since then, but do you still
Yeah.
see it as a bit of a, threat? Um,
I think Leeds. I really enjoy watching Leeds at the moment. It's great to see a team come up and play with some real freedom and express themselves. I think Leeds are kind of missing a bit of that Premier League quality, and especially in defence, they could do with a few reinforcements. I think to really solidify their, maybe stop some of those defeats. But it's great to see a team come up and play like that, and been looking forward to seeing Bielsa in the Premier League for a long time. And they've got some really good players, really dangerous players. It's just a shame they can't get them all fit at the same time, isn't it?
Yeah, we brought in obviously Koch and Llorente at centre back, and both of them got injured very early on in the season. We're yet to see them as a partnership. Players just seem to get coming and out. Rodrigo had COVID, so he missed a little bit, and he said himself he struggled to get back to the kind of way he was playing, the performance level he was at before that. So yeah, when they come good, but we have the off days. But I think we're going to win this one. Actually, I think we'll stop the bit of a slide, but it's going to be a tricky game. But one that will be very much enjoyable to watch. Well, hopefully.
Well, you'll definitely be winning the possession stats.
Oh, we always do, yeah. That's one thing that we do win. If we don't even win the game, we always have more possession than the other team. If only the possession won you games of football, because we'd be top of the league, I think. But that's for another debate.
We've got enough to stay up, I think.
Yeah, I think we will do eventually. I think I've seen a lot of fans saying, "Oh, we're staying up already," but I wouldn't say that just yet. I'd say at least we need 2 or 3 more wins to, very much secure it, really.
Yeah.
And then we can just go from there and build on for next season, build on the players. Needs a lot more investment in the summer, I think. I don't think we're going to get anybody this time in through the door. It's ticking down, isn't it, now, the transfer window? So
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Have Newcastle been involved in any deals in the window at all?
There's been rumours of a few loan deals, possibly. Players like Lingard or Phil Jones being linked. But yeah, we won't be doing any permanent transfers, I don't think. Obviously, Ashley doesn't want to spend any more money on it until the takeover is, sorted out. So, maybe a couple of last-minute loan deals, but nothing too exciting.
We'll wait and see. There's still a week or so, isn't there? Just over a week, I think, to go.
Yeah.
Till that deadline. So, well, that's all from me, I think, today, Tom. So thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you.
Yeah, and enjoy the match.
You probably enjoy it more than I do.
Well, I hope so. Anyway, I'll see you later.
Yeah, see you later.